Hello friends, welcome to this video. So in this video we'll be looking at how to build out this color code finder kind of a application where you have a color picker and you can select any color from this color picker, and then you will get this hexadecimal code value and the RGB value. So many a times you need to have find out your favorite color. You can use this color picker, and then as you select your color, these values will change accordingly. And from your color picker you can pick your favorite color, and depending upon that you can get the hexadecimal value. You can simply click these buttons to copy the hexadecimal value to copy to clipboard, similar to RGB value, red green blue alpha value. So all these values you can, I will show you how to build this tool right in the browser itself. We are using Bootstrap for user interface and plain JavaScript for the logic of this application. So all the source code will be given in the description of this video. So let's start building this application. So what I will do, I will simply delete everything and start from scratch. So I just included the CDN of Bootstrap right in my browser, in this application, in the HTML file. So just you include that, and now you can actually make the interface. We can actually use the container class of Bootstrap. Inside card we can use the card class, padding and shadow classes. Inside this you will have a simple heading which will simply say color code finder. We will be actually be giving a class to it of text center, font size FS3, FW is font weight, and it will be bold, margin bottom 4. So after that we will be having a simple form where we'll be allowing the user to simply select the color. So input type here will be color. We'll be giving an ID to it of color picker. So here the user will select their favorite color. We'll giving a bootstrap class of form control, and it should be required. And the value, default value will be black color, which is hexadecimal code is 6 zeros, like this. So if you refresh your application, it will look something like this. You'll see that now the user can pick their favorite color. By default, black color is selected. We also have the second class here. It's a color input. That's why we have the second bootstrap class, form control color. So it will just align it properly. You can see that. So we have the card class MX Auto. So after that, we will also be showing a live preview of the color as well, which is selected by the user. And for that, we'll be giving a class to it of color preview, margin bottom 4. And we will be giving a background color to it of black by default. So inside this, we will actually have a label, giving a bootstrap class of form label, and we will have this okay, this is in the different way. This is only, this is different thing. This is not the part of this div. Just make sure you go outside of this div. We have another div which have the class of margin bottom 4. We have a label. We have a class of form label. And this will be the hexadecimal value of the color, and we'll be showing this all these values in the text area. We will give it an ID to this text area, which will be hex value, we'll be giving a class of it of form control, and it will only be read only. The user can't change the value. The value will be simply this one, by default black color, read only. So you have this text area, black color would be there. So after this text area, we will be having a button of copy to clipboard so that the user can copy this value very easily, and we'll be having this BTN primary margin top 2. So similarly, we'll be copying this one more time, and secondly, you'll be having another one. This time will be RGB value, giving an ID, and we'll be saying copy RGB. So we'll have two buttons out there if you see that. So now you'll be writing the JavaScript code. In a separate file. So we have the script.js file. So first of all, we will get access to all the things in the DOM. So for that, we'll be using get element by ID. So color picker, color preview. So all these elements, we have given these IDs. So we're just targeting them. Hex value. So we have got all the references. Now we can actually bind a event handler to the color picker event field. You can add event listener. So when the color changes, we will execute this function update color. So we need to define this function update color. You can simply say hi. So what should happen if I change this? You will see that as I choose, as the value changes in this input field, this function will execute. So right here in this update color function, what we need to do, we now need to update the color of the preview. Whatever is the color picker value, you can get this value like this, and then color preview style dot background color. We need to make sure whatever is the color selected, and hexadecimal value is the actual color, and RGB value, and here we need to convert the hexadecimal value which is coming. For this we need to write a function hexadecimal to RGB, and we'll be passing this value which is coming of this color value. So if you see now, if you change this, you will see that the color preview value will reflect whatever color that we, and also the hexadecimal as well. So whatever color that we are choosing, so you will see the hexadecimal value has been changing, and also the preview as well. Now we need the RGB value. We need to convert this hexadecimal value which is coming to RGB. So how we can do that? So we need to define a function for that, which is take the hexadecimal value and as an argument. And for converting this, we have to write some formula. Let me introduce three variables, R, G, and B. So we'll be initializing all these three variables to 0. And we'll simply say if the hexadecimal length is 4 characters, then in that case we need to process it. So we need to extract the R content. For that we'll be using the parseInt function, HEX. This is actually the formula that we are using. The base is 16 for hexadecimal, if you all know. It is 16 characters. So similarly, we can use the same formula to get the second value in RGB. The base is again 16, and similarly for B as well. So after we got RGB values, now we can just write the scenario if the length is equal to 7, because in hexadecimal you can even write like this. This also is the same, and this also is the same. So both these lengths it comes out to be 4 and this comes out to be 7. So we need to write scenarios for both the situations. So this is for 4 and this is for 7, and once again the same formula will be there. So let me paste the formula right here. So this will be the formula right here for that. And at last we just need to return the RGB value. We have a function inside RGB, and here we can actually let me paste it. So you can see that we are simply returning this RGB value from this function. So if you refresh the application now, if you change it, now you will see that as you are changing the value, you are getting hexadecimal and RGB value. As you are changing it, the values are keep on changing. So you can select your favorite color right here. So now for these copy to clipboard, you can simply bind. You can simply write a function. You can define this function, which is copy to clipboard. You can give it an ID as an argument, and first of all, you need to get the reference of the text area. So whatever we are passing it in this function as an ID. So we need to select everything using the select function, and then we need to execute the copy command. And then we need to simply alert the user. Copy to clipboard. That's all. So now we need to actually call this function in the HTML. So we need to simply bind this to both these buttons, copy buttons. So we can set on click listener. So when we click this button, we will call this function copy to clipboard, and here we'll be passing the ID, which is RGB value, whatever ID that you have given to your input field. You can see we are passing this value, and similarly this one, this will be for hex value. So if you test this application once again, just select your favorite color and you will see you can copy the RGB hexadecimal values. So in this way you can make this color code finder web app in the browser using JavaScript. And apart from that, you can check out my website freemediatools.com, where you have various thousands of free tools available. So you can visit this website. I update tools on regular basis. And thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next one.